Well, hello again everyone, and welcome to a Christmas special. It's not going to be very long, and it's not going to be serious in any way, shape or form, really. But it's about the theme of giving and receiving of presents. Now, as many of you watching this are photographers, at least I hope you are, no doubt you've got a list of items that you would like to have to unwrap on Christmas morning. I hope. It's just that this little fun video is a kind of way of maybe making you think twice. Is that latest gadget something that I'm really going to use? I think as photographers we tend to accumulate crap, let's be honest. I'm not talking gear acquisition syndrome. We all, well, a lot of us like to collect cameras, particularly vintage ones. Goodness knows I've got a small collection. But the accumulation of assorted paraphernalia, that's a good word, isn't it? The accumulation of all that is something that goes with the territory, I think. But what I'm going to start off by talking about is presents from times gone past. And I thought I would carry on the Christmas Carol theme by saying ghosts of Christmas past. What do I mean by ghosts of Christmas past? Well, for those of you of a certain age, maybe you will remember some of the standout accessories that have failed to pass the test of time. Let me think. There was the infamous, well now infamous, Coke-in rainbow filter. Anybody ever buy one of those? If you used it once, I take my hat off to you. What about the coloured graduated filters? No, I never bought them. No, I never used them. No doubt somebody did somewhere along the line. What about prism filters, where you split the subject matter up into tiny little facets? Yeah, really not sure about that kind of thing. So one of the standout accessories from years gone by, I have yet to know anybody that actually bought one and used one, is the infamous right angle lens attachment, which screwed onto the end of your lens, and it meant you could point the camera at 90 degrees to do candid street photos. So that's ghosts of Christmas past. Accessories from times gone by. What about ghosts of Christmas present? Well, ghosts of Christmas present. A few weeks ago, I did put a post on the channel saying that I'd purchased several accessories from China for about £15, I think it was. Were they going to be worth it, and was it really worth sacrificing the planet to ship these things from China all the way to the UK? Well, I just thought we'd go through a few of them. The big fail out of all of them, to be fair, is this clip-on for your belt to attach a camera to a strap, whether it be shoulder strap from your gadget bag or your belt strap. But the big letdown is the fact that the actual fitting for it is simply a ball which slides into a channel here, locks in place at the bottom, but is then free to both swing and rotate. And your camera's just going to get bashed around, really. Now, added to that, it's the whole of the black part that you can see is a very hard plastic. I am actually going to see if I can break it. I don't know whether I will be able to. No, to be fair, it's very stiff and it would take a good deal of force to break it. However, it was supplied with a belt. Yippee, I thought, great. I can put it onto a really good belt. I mean, fair play. It's like sort of military grade webbing. It's not exactly soft and comfortable. But the problem is it's too damn narrow. So if I fit it to the back of this clip, it is really quite a lot narrower than the clips, and it doesn't take much to pop it out. Completely unsafe. I wouldn't use this with any camera of mine. Bear in mind the majority of mine are micro four thirds. I wouldn't trust it to a micro four thirds camera, mainly because, not because it's not going to be secure. I think it would be quite secure if you put it on the right size belt. It's just that the securing attachment just rotates and swivels and your camera's going to wobble around all over the place. So, sorry. What else did we get in that bundle? Oh yes, we got what I should have expected to be a couple of these quick release toggles, as I call them, these things. Pretty much a carbon copy, knockoff if you like, of Peak Design. And they actually came with a neck strap. Now, I don't use neck straps, but they came with a neck strap. Here it is. And, you know, if you're the sort of person that likes using a neck strap, fair enough. I don't, so the best I'm going to make use of that is for the quick release toggles. Go away. What else did we get? We got a small attachment for that green webbing belt that you've just seen, which has got like a quick release clip for keys or something along those lines. Yeah, but no thank you. What else did we get? Now we get on to the more practical stuff, which is cleaning. And from a cleaning point of view, just let me gather my bits together here, doing my Scrooge bit. The cleaning bits, fair enough, pretty good. We've got a microfiber cleaning cloth. Can't go far wrong with those. Washable, of course, and very, very soft. That's fine. I can cope with that, no problem. What else did we get? We got 2 blower brushes. Well, 3 and a bit, actually. We got your very common rocket design of puffer brush and a smaller cousin. 1 blue, 1 red. This is a very traditional blower brush with soft bristles. Nothing wrong with that. Goodness knows how many million of these have been sold over the years. Less of a good thing are these, the dreaded, well in my case, my opinion I should say, the dreaded lens cleaning pen. Now it's a double-edged sword this really, because in one end you have a soft brush which is retractable. That's quite good, no problem with that. The issue comes at the other end because you've got the cap which covers a rubber, it's like a little miniature suction cup which has got a very soft felt covering on it, and the idea is that you either use lens cleaning fluid or you breathe on your lens and then use this in a circular motion to clean it off. Now, oh dear, the thing is, if you get any sort of bit of grit on here, or God forbid you get a piece of grit or sand or something on the front element of your lens, when you go in with this, it's going to cause damage to the coating. So I'm not a lover of that in particular. Those are the items that I got from China. So sticking with Christmas present, what would I use instead of, for example, that camera clamp, well, you can't get better than the Peak Design equivalent, which goes onto a shoulder strap of your chosen bag, and it's quick release, of course, so you can instantly release your camera. But unlike the cheap thing from China, once this is screwed to the base of your camera and then quickly slotted in here, it doesn't move, it doesn't flop around or anything like that. These things really are superb. What else have I got currently that I use? Well, a couple of things really obvious spring to mind. One is sensor cleaning swabs. Obviously, in my case, I bought these smaller ones for micro four thirds sensors. They're available for full frame and medium format, as well as crop sensor. These are really useful. Do not be afraid to have a go at cleaning your sensor. What else gets used? What gets used more so than that silly lens cleaning pen would be lens wipes, which you can pick up. I think these were being sold through Poundland or somewhere silly like that for a long time. These are made by Zeiss, and they're really good. Use them once, throw them away. I don't know how environmentally friendly they are, but they do the job. Today I'm using my Hollyland mic on the Olympus EM1 to record the audio. So these are ideal because it goes into the hot shoe of the EM1. Terrific, the receiver that is, and then of course you can see the transmitter on me. So that gets used occasionally when I'm videoing with the EM1. Something else that gets used occasionally is a little portable LED video light. This one is a Godox. Can't say that I use it a lot. I have used it for some nighttime shoots in the past and a little bit of macro work. It's one of those where you can change colour temperature and things like that. So that gets used occasionally. Something that I have bought very recently, treated myself, is I sort of feel cheated because if any of you have been watching YouTube recently and caught sight of advertisements for a SanDisk portable SSD, then this is what you get from that advertiser. And nowhere on the case does it say SanDisk, it simply says hard disk. And I thought, oops, I've been taken for a ride. But it is actually a 2 terabyte SSD. It's working, at least for now. It was 30 quid, 2 terabytes. Isn't it crazy these days? So that's a useful thing. That was my Christmas present to myself. As I indicated at the beginning of this silly video, photographers are one of the few hobbyists I can think of, or photography is one of the few pastimes I can think of where we do accumulate an awful lot of tat. Stuff that we ought to throw away, but we never get round to doing it. If anybody out there watching this can give me an example of a hobby or a pastime where you actually accumulate more rubbish than we do, then please let me know in the comments. But stuff that we just don't use anymore. I mean, with the best will in the world, here's an example. Look, a notebook to take with me when I'm doing photos with manual focus vintage lenses. Every page is completely blank. Never used it. Why hang on to it? It's just complete waste. A mobile phone holder which has got a couple of tripod bushes in the base. Fine when it was new, but it's too small to accept any smartphones now. Why have I still got it? Throw it away. This is ghosts of Christmases yet to come. Because trust me, in a few years' time, you're going to open your cupboard doors and pull out your drawers, and you are going to see stuff that you think, why, oh why have I still got this? I've got a Sony voice recorder for before I had wireless microphones set up. This is when I used to have a lav mic connected by a really great long lead. Will I ever use it again? Probably not. I'm reluctant to get rid of it. Why? Just bin it off. Oh my goodness me. Lens cleaning fluid. This is made by Vivitar. This must be 1980s vintage. Well, I wouldn't say it's perfume, but I reckon that's probably quite safe to use on a lens. So maybe that with a microfiber cloth could still be usable. I don't know. A beauty light, a ring light. Beauty light? Me? Really? I mean, come on. Let's get real. Filter releasing clamps. I've got several of these. Do I ever use them? No. Mainly because I don't bother anymore fitting things like UV or skylight filters to the front of my lenses. In days gone by, these would have been very useful. I guess one or two might still come in handy if I buy a second-hand lens and it's got a filter thread cross-threaded, jammed on it in some way or shape or form. But really, 6 or 8 of these? Get rid, Alan, get rid. And lens pouches. Does anybody out there still use lens pouches? Ghost of Christmas future, Christmas yet to come will say, get rid, my son, get rid. The only reason I have lens pouches is to keep USB leads. I mean, how many USB leads have you got? I bet it's more than 3. What's in this one? I haven't looked in this one. I have no idea what I'm going to discover. Probably more of the same. Yep. Look. Oh, that's a telephone socket thing. But yeah, several more USB leads. I mean. And what's in this one? Oh, I know what's in this one. This is for body caps and rear lens caps. And I'm sure they just accumulate. These things multiply on their own. You know? Body cap and rear lens cap, Lumix. Don't know why I've got both those. Oh, that's a M42 screw-on. You know, so in my book, lens pouches are only good for storing yet more tat. And the ghost of Christmases yet to come would say, get rid of them all, because it's no good hanging on to it. Oh dear. I hope you had a little bit of a giggle at that. I mean, I suppose if there's a reason for me doing this, it's to say, perhaps think really long and hard about what you wish for from Santa, because today's fantastic gadget might be tomorrow's complete waste of time and money, and yet it will still clog up your cupboards and your drawers. Listen, everybody, I want to wish everybody a really happy Christmas. Have a fantastic time. I think I'm probably going to take a couple of weeks off before I come back in the new year. Goodness only knows what I'm going to treat you guys to, but all I can say is I hope you stick along for the ride and that you continue to enjoy your photography. Happy Christmas.